Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so
We're recording.
Oh, let's get it. Hey.
Hey,
guys.
this sounds good.
Dang, it's been a minute.
It's been a while, man. Life happens.
Hey, I really missed you guys. Just want to say.
But we are back. This is the Thank Me Later podcast. It is your boy Nutty.
Slow Jam Philly, and we're back.
Yo, this is officially episode 10, man. Let me start off first by apologizing for us being gone for so long. It's been a hell of a summer. Towards the end of the summer, man, life just got busy.
It happens.
Life got crazy. But listen, we had to get right. One of our topics is kind of going to go into this, but we had to get our minds right. We had to get refocused. We had to get re-energized, remotivated, man, to pretty much just attack life and business and side projects and side hustles and family and just everything, man. So
this is episode 10, by the way. This is
a
milestone,
10, by the way, man. And again,
celebrate milestones, no matter how big or how small they are.
Definitely.
Celebrate them.
And we want to thank everyone who one has been rocking with us from jump with the podcast. For all the people who have been asking when y'all gonna drop the next one, when y'all coming back. Listen, we are back for good. I promise you.
We back.
You will not go another week without a podcast episode. You might get 2 in a week, you might get 3 in a week, but I guarantee you there will not be another week that goes by where you don't hear from Nutty and Slow Jam Philly.
And we back.
So, with that said, we gonna jump right into it with my hot take.
Listen, Nutty.
Since we've been gone for a while, I feel like I can retouch on something that we might have spoken about before, but I keep seeing it, so I feel like I gotta keep reiterating it back into the podcast, man. Listen, you women on social media, man. Listen,
Nutty's time to shine.
I got some female friends who are out there single, and what's crazy is they talk about nonstop about either wanting a man, wanting a relationship, but what you're putting out there just ain't gonna attract that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you taking selfies with your ass out, in the camera, or even though you're single, you out on vacation, you in the pool with your bikini on and your titties out and your ass clapping in the water. Listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. Us men, obviously, we see that stuff. We might comment on it. We might like it and all of that. But I can guarantee you one thing: no respectable man is going to look at that and be like, "Ooh, I'm trying to wife." All he is looking at is, "I'm trying to smack. I'm trying to see what them buns is about." That's all we think about. So, like, if your goal is to put it out there that you are single and ready to mingle, and you trying to grab yourself a real dude, you got to start with I mean, we live in that social media age. We can keep saying it over and over again. That's what we live in today. So we notice, men notice these things, and no man is gonna wife a chick whose whole timeline is ass out, titties out, ass sitting on the counter taking pictures and like that. We not into that. We not wifing that. Go look at the chicks who Instagrams who got a ring on their finger and see what they doing.
Preach, brother. But hey, nowadays, I mean, you never know.
You honestly never know.
Shoot, I mean, they be saving anything.
Some be saving anything, but I'm just saying, if you talking to these brothers right here,
I mean, this is just different.
It's different out here. But that's all I'm gonna say, man. Teach is their own. But for me, as a respectable brother, if I see something like that, man, the only thing I'm thinking about is, she's ready for that work.
Hot take.
But anyway, that's the hot take. We are back and we are better. Episode 10. Slow Jam Philly, man, kick it off. What you got on your mind?
Shoot. It's kind of just going back into what we talked about, just refocusing in your mental. I mean, I've been talking to a bunch of friends, family, just everybody. And this year, it seems like a great year, but a lot of people are just trying to, a lot of people are struggling. I don't know if it's mentally, physically, just getting centered, right, back into life, whatever it is, whatever the downfall was, just getting right with themselves. I mean, and it's crazy because, I mean, it's relatable because even me, like I always appreciate life and I'm always happy, but it was a time where even when we were taken away from the podcast, it was a time for me to focus on getting better with myself and learning new things. I don't think sometimes a lot of us are too prideful to say that we need help or go seek help, attention, advice, or even go talk to someone, or just go talk to God if you don't want to talk to anybody. But that is kind of what I've been doing the past months. I mean, just talking to family members, significant other, anybody who is important to me, a role model, a mentor, and just trying to get right with my faith with God, but just my faith with myself within. Like I felt like I was losing myself a little bit in terms of the direction that I was going in life. So I kind of had to refocus and figure out like what I wanted and where the direction I was trying to go. And it's never too late, but I need to figure out like what is going to make me happy or take me to the next level. Like we're always talking about leveling up, and so how do I level up and be effective and still be happy and still affect people around me? So that is kind of what what's been happening. And I think a lot of times it's a lot of it is pride. Like, no, I don't want to ask nobody for help. Like, I'm a man, I'm gonna be all right. Or or I'm a woman. Like, whatever it is, I'm gonna be all right, and I'm gonna figure it out by myself, which is basically unhealthy. And that's what I was trying to do. But I started like reading and talking to people and just kind of understood that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not feel okay all the time and figure out what's wrong. I mean, that's the whole thing. Figure out what's wrong, identifying it, and then tackling that. Whether if it's me tackling it by myself or me and a group of people tackling it together, so that we can get over the obstacles that we have in life. Because everybody goes through things. Definitely. So I think that was just so important to me. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that or whatever the case may be, but that is what I've been going through. Yeah. But I feel great, and I honestly feel great about it, and I feel refreshed. Like I feel like a new person. Of course, I'm the same me, but I mean, I just feel like refreshed about things that I have a different insight on and a different outlook on, and I think that's so big, just for a person's mental health, physical health, whatever it is. Like I think that's just so big.
Yeah. So I got thoughts on it that I want to jump on, but before I do that, like give like some personal examples for you, like where do you go, or what is it you personally do? You don't have to list everything, but like what's some main things where like if you are feeling like you need to recalibrate or need to refocus, what's some things that you personally jump after or do to
besides
get your
the
mind right?
besides the gym, I mean I read devotionals, but I mean if we're taking it away from a spiritual level, like just me, I mean, listening to R&B, listening to your favorite music, and just getting centered right. Like I said,
that simple, to be
like
honest,
literally, it is literally those simple things that take your mind away from all the negativity in the world, anything that's going on in your life, and try to get away from that and get in a happy place. So like me, I love R&B music, so I'll sit in the shower in the bathtub and I'll listen to R&B for like an hour, and it takes me to time periods in my life where I was happy. Or I'm just thinking about, something that's putting me in a more positive light. Definitely. And so I'm just sitting there chilling, thinking about it or whatever, talk to my mom, just talking to people. But like activities wise, it's just like listening to music, working out, watching something on TV that might educate me, sitting in silence, like just sitting in silence and sitting there and just thinking about, reflecting. And I had a notebook. I actually started writing down. I have like a little book. It's like little passages that I'll read, and then I kind of just write about like not necessarily what I did wrong, but like something that I had to overcome, or like something that I did wrong, and I'm okay with just saying like, hey, I was wrong about it. Like, how do I adjust? Not saying that how does this never happen again, but how do I again refocus, and how do I become better from this experience that I went through? And I took it as a positive. Like, yes, I'm down or whatever, not down in the slums. I mean, some people are, but like I'm down, I'm not feeling right within myself. Like, how do I become in a better light? Yeah. Like, regardless of what it is, like, how do I become better?
Yeah. See, definitely, like, again, this sort of, I don't even want to call it a break. Like, it wasn't like we planned to sort of go MIA with the podcast. Like, we, both just have had a lot of things going on. where we kind of just needed to sort of step back and sort of reshape things. And, with, the things that I've been going through and dealing with, like I had to, my responsibility level had to level up. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to, there was so many things I had to focus on that was taking my attention away from not only just this, but business in general. And what's funny is, my side business is, sort of part of my living. So like taking a step away from that kind of put a lot of other things on hold. So, that even sort of put more pressure back onto me. But, getting that focus where, like Phil said, something as simple as, vibing out to some R&B is something that I do as well when I need to get my focus on the sitting in silence thing. I do that a lot. It's something which a lot of people don't like driving, but I'll just take a drive.
Yeah.
For about 30, 40 minutes, just, to sort of just look out, the openness of, driving somewhere where the road might be empty and you can just either vibe out or get your mind all the way together. And another thing that I do that sort of helps me refocus and recalibrate is I read, but I'm a visual person. I like to watch things that motivate me. And one thing
definitely.
that always kind of gets my mind right is the show Entourage, where it's a group of cats that grew up together and just grow into this life of success together. You know what I'm saying? That's something that fully motivates me and get my mind right. Like, seeing Vince and E and Turtle and the whole crew.
The whole crew.
Like, I'll literally start from season 1 and just go to see how they literally come from nothing to, through all their ups and downs, getting to the top, falling down, getting back up. Like, that's what sort of helps me, one of the many things that helps me get my mind right is to go to things that specifically speak to me, that help me get that focus back. You know what I'm saying? And, you guys have known about me and Phil's differences when it comes to religion and all that stuff. Even though, obviously my relationship with God is just fine, in case y'all are wondering. But, you know what I mean? But there are certain pastors or preachers that I listen to that I can relate to that speak to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every pastor or preacher I get, but the ones that are relatable, who talk about, like,
they're related to real life.
Yeah, they're related to real life. It's not necessarily like scripture this, scripture that, but it's like how can you in your relationship with God, push you further, or, just it's all about what relates to you at the end of the day. So, and
I just think one of the things that when we're trying to grow and you're trying to get right within, one of the toughest things we say that, yes, be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, or be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and being committed to the journey at hand and, embrace it. But again, talking about that and actually doing it are two different things.
Yeah.
And I think even me as a person, like, I've talked about it, and when action came into play, I've acted on it. But the thing that I've learned is that it's like a commitment. Like, in order for you to grow and you do something, it's like an everyday commitment. And it's breaking a bad habit that you once had. Like, it really is. So when we say be comfortable with being uncomfortable, it's like you're breaking this addiction. Granted, you're not addicted to drugs or nothing like that, but it's like, I've been doing this habit, or I've been doing this. This is the norm to me for so long. Even if it isn't right,
whether
no matter
it's being complacent,
right,
whether it's being lazy,
no matter what it is,
something.
Right? Yeah, exactly like that. But that's been my norm. Not saying that it in my head, it's like a mental makeup that in my head I've been doing that for so long. Even if I don't want to do that, how do I get out of that comfortability? Like, how do I get out of that? And the only thing is I have to be consistent and be, keep repeating day by day, even when it's difficult, doing the same exact thing until it becomes natural to me. And then I could really, and that's when I felt myself growing. Like, it was, whatever it was, whether it's, being consistent on reading passages, or, getting right with me and taking time alone and not being so accessible to the world and just being alone with me, like, whatever it was something that I literally had to, like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Like I have to do this, even when I didn't want to. I'm gonna do this every day until it just became a habit, and then now it's a part of my daily life and my habit, and I felt, and it's really refreshing. But I could tell you that growing is not as easy as it sounds when you're talking. You really have to put an effort into make yourself better, and temptation or whatever it is going to come in there, and that is when your faith is tested, and that is when you're really tested in how much you really grown as a person.
One thing that told me that we were both sort of going through a sort of transitional phase. Me and Phil rarely go more than a day without talking. When I say from like the end of July to maybe the beginning of November, there were like days and even weeks where we didn't speak because we were like, shit just had to get back in order.
But it wasn't even like it was a bad.
It wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't
yeah.
a negative thing. It was just like when we did speak, we knew what we like. We know we gotta talk about. Okay, God bless. Go back and get your shit
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we both knew that there was something that we needed to get. We both need to get the focus right. You know what I'm saying? And it takes that sort of mindset where what you were just saying is breaking those habits where you have to acknowledge every day
right.
what you need to change in order to break that habit.
And face it. Like
and
just
face
literally
it
just face it.
Day.
Like stand up
we're
to
still
face it.
we still have those challenges, but we finally got to the point where we've caught up with the issues because we dealt with everything head on to where we're like, okay, let's get back to balancing the things we love to do and see if we can break those habits to now supersede the issues or the things that are holding us back. Now it's like, okay, we've caught up to the issues. Now let's see if we can surpass them and leave them shits behind us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all it literally takes is that refocus every day of like, okay, I need to get my mind right. Boom. Let me go get in this gym. Okay. Let me read something that motivates me. Let me hear something that motivates me. Okay. I know I got to do this, this, and this. I need to not do that because if I do that, and that, I'm gonna fall back into that same pattern. You gotta break. It's hard, but I'm telling you, you gotta break the habits if you want to get your mind right and you want to get to the places where your mind is at. Just not even get to. Well, I mean, like we're not even talking about levels of success. If you just want to get your mind right,
literally,
you have to break these habits. Like there's no way of you can't go from you can't go from one tax bracket to another tax bracket until you do these things. Mm-hmm. Like you have to break these habits, have your mind right first, and then tackle what's next. Yeah. So don't try to get ahead of yourself and think you're gonna go from $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month just like that if your mind ain't even right.
Right.
So get that focus popping first.
Preach.
Focus on one thing, attack that and move forward. Yeah. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
Man. It feels good to be back, to be honest.
It really does, man.
It feels good to be talking.
Just great.
Just
talking
great.
And, just letting things out. Like, this is therapeutic. Another way.
This is therapeutic.
Podcasts are therapeutic, and they help you realize things, identify things, and talk about things openly.
Yeah. Even this next topic is going to be kind of therapeutic because it's about family. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving just passed. I hope everyone had a great holiday with their families. This topic is sort of for those who maybe did not spend it with their family or maybe didn't spend it with all of their family. Right. Because of whatever reason. Through social media, through friends of friends, and even through some family, I kind of noticed, this holiday season that not everyone has those really, really big family gatherings that most others do. Right. Our family is pretty consistent with it, but we're not perfect. Right. And we're not going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to mention no names. Not all of this is personal stuff, but it's just the thought of seeing or wondering how or why Some families don't
But
gather during holidays.
and I think, and so not even my family. I'm just talking about friends who I've talked to, or whatever the case may be, where they stayed at home, or they didn't go to their family's house because of whatever reason it is. So they just stayed at home, ate by themselves, or like one of my friends, I was like, "What'd you do for Thanksgiving?" She was like, "Oh, I just ate a bowl of cereal and chilled with my mom at the house." I'm like, "Your family had a get together? They didn't have it?" They was like, "Yeah, everybody went to my grandma's house, but we didn't go." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Oh, that's another story." I I don't understand it, and maybe because I value family so much, I don't understand what I just don't I don't get, because you only get, because I think about it as you only get one family. You only get one family. You're born into one family. I don't get whatever, and this is where you talk about growth as a person. What is so bad, like whatever it is, that you can't talk to your family member about it, or talk to that person about it?
Or what issue is so deep that you just can't get over it?
Right. And that's what and I just I don't understand what it is, because if I didn't talk to Danny for however long and something happened to him, I would feel terrible that I didn't even just talk to him and squash it and just set my pride aside. And that's just me. But again, everybody's different, but I just always think about, like, I think about the best case scenarios, and I think about the worst case scenarios. Like, you think you've been rocking with my family, let's say we've been to my grandma's house for 20 years straight, and you're not going to come because of some beef that me and you have, and then miss out. And it's not even about just me and you, it's just about the whole family dynamic, about us spending time together. Granted, everybody has their issues or whatever it is, but I would say is, if you have not tried, I would say moving forward with any family function or family event or whatever it is, try before anything else. If you've tried to reach out to a family member and talk to them, squash it, whatever it is, and they're just like, "No, I'm not gonna talk to you," whatever the case may be. Okay, cool, I tried. Every family function, I see you, I'm still gonna say hi. I'm still gonna try because you're my family. Like, I listen to a song, "Blood Thicker Than Water," always. So I listen to a song and I'm like, we're blood. Like, we're blood family. Like, I don't know if people value the word so much. And I think sometimes I just think it's a word to people. But for me, it's like, it's everything. Like, I'll go to bat for my family. Like, I'll do anything for my family. My sisters, my mom, my dad, whatever it is.
I would literally kill for my family.
Right. So it's like, it's not even.
That's how crazy I am about my family.
Right.
I will murder for my family.
Right. So it's not even like a thing. Like, I'm just, again, I know that I'm different, and it's asking a lot to people. I don't want anybody to be like me or anything like that, but I know that I can go, if me and Danny got in a fight, I wouldn't talk to Danny for a month. If I seen him and we talked, it would be good. Like, we did not just talk for a month, or like we didn't just talk for 2 months. If I seen him,
it'd be over.
it just wouldn't be nothing. Like, it would just
wouldn't
be
even talk about it. Like, wouldn't even be a thing. You know what I'm saying? And what the trouble I have with, seeing people who don't spend time with family members, it's, the issues are many. It could be, it could be a money issue. It could be so and so wronged you, so therefore fuck the whole family, or you could be just down and out on your own, and ain't nobody doing nothing for you, and that's how you personally feel about it. But listen, man, life is short. Again, like Phil said, you get one family, cherish it, and that honestly should be it. You know what I'm saying? Even, again, not every family is perfect.
Right.
We have issues in our family.
Granted, families are dysfunctional, and I don't want to discredit anybody who's like, "Oh, well, you guys don't know my family. You don't know what we go through." Like, my uncle slept with my aunt.
Yeah,
and
we're not talking to you people.
She cheated on him with such and such, and why would I go see her? Like, that's, you guys got to go see a therapist.
You got to do,
and you got to do, like, I'm not talking about that severe.
We're talking about petty stuff.
Because I can understand if your mom's on drugs or something like that, and she doesn't want to speak to you, or she's stealing money from you, or lying. Like, I know there's cases like that. What I understand, like, that's therapy. That's deeper than, I'm just saying I'm sorry. Like, no, that's something that's been rooted for years. So I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not
I'm talking
talking
about like beef,
petty,
or like
we're
just
literally
petty
talking about petty
things where
stuff.
you're getting back at somebody, like things that you could easily have a conversation with
and be done
and be
with.
cool. Like, set your ego aside, have a conversation, it's done. Even if we agree to disagree. Any type of relationship that you're in, whether it's family, significant other, whatever, you're going to have differences. Nobody's going to agree on anything. But as long as you look at the bigger picture of everything, it's a way to get through it, and just talk about it and set your ego aside and literally just let things go. Whatever you say to me, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm just going to listen to you. Then you listen to me. Bam. After that, we go from there. And it's not saying that we got to be the best as friends, but I think people need to cherish these holidays. People need to cherish family more, and also realize what you're thankful for.
Definitely.
And like, life is too short. We take things for granted all the time. Don't take family for granted before it's too late. Like, there's things that go on in your life that you can never get back. There's memories when you guys were younger, whatever the case, that you love and you cherish. Don't let that go to waste because over something so stupid that won't even matter in whatever time.
Listen, there's so many examples that I've seen, and I got friends who listen to this podcast. I would much rather not use their personal as examples, so I'm gonna use ours, even though I'm not gonna name names. Phil really didn't want me to do this, but I don't care. I just want to do it. Like, I kind of have to do it, but it's not even. It's just a small example of how to rectify it. Like, there's always a fine silver lining. Something has to happen, whether it's an intervention or people just get called out to fix shit. Me and Phil talk about family a lot. Our family is huge, and our family loves one another. Like, that's a given. If you spoke to anybody in our family, I guarantee you there's not a person in our family who would not give the shirt off their back to another family member. And what we've experienced is, with Thanksgiving having come and gone, like, Thanksgiving is like a really big holiday for our family. Like, my grandfather, Phil's uncle, like, that's, he prefers Thanksgiving be his side of the family's Thanksgiving. And I think maybe for like the last 2 years, like, it's sort of been on and off with who shows up for Thanksgiving because of some petty stuff. And me and Phil literally always wonder, like, why so-and-so's not here? Why that person's not? And it's pure pettiness. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of just goes along with the other things that we've seen, where there's other scenarios that are so much more serious, like Phil was talking about, where there's truly traumatic issues,
drugs, alcohol,
going on in someone's family,
cheating,
like family members,
molested, rape, like
literally things where you would probably not want to ever speak to someone again. But the scenarios that we've been seeing, that we've experienced, are literally things that can be fixed with a conversation. So that not only can those petty things get fixed and not just brushed under the rug, but you can, get back to those memories of having good time during Thanksgiving,
right,
like where it's everybody and not, having to go to two separate houses that are literally within blocks of each other over some petty shit.
No, I just think we just need to value the word more. And
everyone knows
love each other.
Know what your family is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone knows if you have a family or not. If you don't have a family and there's petty going on, it's fixable.
And if you do, I would say, again, like I said, you only get one family. I would say, whatever it is, go talk to someone. If you don't have a relationship with your dad, whatever it is, talk to someone so that you can possibly mend that relationship, or, just come to some type of understanding. Because it'll help you, give you peace. It'll help the person. Fighting demons that they're going through. It's just so many things that people fight and that we don't know or we don't understand. So just to get clarity on a situation is just I just think that that's huge.
Yeah, that's big.
When coming to family and just seeing how someone feels. Family, just like in a relationship. I mean, like I said, it's a relationship.
It's
Having family members it's a relationship. Being
talk.
Like that's all it is. I
That's all
mean,
you gotta do. Talk.
you literally just gotta talk to each other.
Talk. You'll figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, call the person in the family who can help you figure it out.
But yeah, on these holidays, I just want you guys to literally, truly be thankful for whoever, whatever it is. If you have close friends and you don't have a lot of family and you view them as family, cherish them like family, and just grow together and just establish memories and things that you could look back on 20 years from now and laugh and
Definitely.
tell your kids about. If you don't have kids, or if you have kids, let your kids experience family, because you're not just, you not being around family, you have kids, it's just punishing your kids even more, and they're not going to get to childhood or get to experience things that you were able to experience because of some beef that you have going on with your cousin or something like that. But yeah, I just think it's important that we just identify, especially with Christmas coming around.
Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming up. 2020 is coming in hot, man.
Literally, there's so much to be thankful for. Set our pride and ego aside, and
Love,
let
man.
the person that let them know that you
Spread
love
that
them.
love, man.
Yeah,
There's so much love in the world to give.
so much.
So give it.
So much.
So give it. Man, family. What can you do without them?
You only get one.
You only get one, man. Final topic is going to be something that's sort of relevant in the news today in the world of trash entertainment.
Oh, sheesh. Oh.
Man, Omarion, Fizz, and April Jones. That's sort of been in the news a lot on Love and Hip Hop. It's been played out like that, and social media has been played out, and it's kind of crazy to see something like that. But it literally makes you think, like, yo, like how would you really feel if your boy?
And I was watching it, so I watched Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, so I've been watching the whole thing develop, and I was kind of like, I honestly don't know really how to feel in the situation because this is a sticky situation. So Fizz was basically saying that him and Omarion were never that cool. Basically, they were in a group. Omarion started acting funny. And again, I don't know if this is a lie. So, I could play devil's advocate here. Him and Omarion were never that cool. They were just in a group. They went on tour together. Omarion brought April around, of course. They got cool. Omarion and April ain't been together for 2-3 years maybe. Him and Omarion were never that close. Him and April became best friends in this time period. He was there for her healing. And not saying that he was trying to get a woman when she's vulnerable, but that's the best time to get a woman when she's vulnerable.
Yeah.
So he got in.
Slick.
They fell in love. He became her best friend. Like, he played it perfectly. Nice guy. Not saying that he's not a nice guy. Slid in there. Now they're in love. They live together. They got a little family. Whatever the case may be, they're happily ever after. Omarion, on the other hand, is not tripping. He's doing his thing. He's all about making money, and I'm just going to upgrade. Granted, April said the relationship was very unhealthy for years. She never felt supported, all this other stuff. So she basically it's been mentally breaking her down for years. And Fizz was basically there. Omarion was just being an a-hole, basically. Granted, if that was true and they were never that close, you can't help who you love or who you fall in love with.
Definitely.
But, on the other hand, if him and Fizz was boys, this is my brother. This is my brother. Like, this is my guy. We're going on tour. I love you, bro. Our families are meeting. I know your mom. Your mom calls me her little son.
Yeah.
Like, there's different levels to that. Like, if that is the case, April's off limits forever. Like, there's no matter what, she's off limits. Like, you shouldn't even be talking to April about Omarion at all. If that's your brother, if that's your boy. Like, if anything, I'm siding with Omarion just off the strength that you're my brother. Like, I don't want, if I'm talking to you, I'm trying to help you understand why he did what he did. Or if it's just that bad and I know my boy wrong, I'm just not gonna talk to you at all.
At all.
Like, there's been so many times where my boy has played a girl, done whatever the case may be. I know, and I know him. I know he's wrong. I know he played you. She come to me for advice. Phil, blah blah. You know what? I'm sorry. I just can't even. I can't talk to you about it.
Help you,
like I don't know what to. I don't know what to say. I can't talk to you about it. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna get in depth and try to like comfort you and just leave my boy hanging. Or I'm gonna tell you like, hey, yes, he did this. Maybe it's just not the right time for you guys to be together. Whatever the case may be. But never, I don't care how fine you are, never, or if me and my boy, but again, I think people are built different. Because if let's say me and my boy, Minnie, let's say we don't talk for 5 years. Let's say we don't talk for 5 years.
Yeah.
We're best friends, we're brothers, blah blah. Me and him ain't talking. If I met your girl through you, me and your girl became cool. You guys were in love. You guys had kids together, and me and you don't talk for a year or two. We're just not as close anymore. We're just associates. I just can't do it. Like, I still can't do it. I just can't wife your girl. Like, I just can't do that.
Man, listen,
I feel like people are built differently.
I don't give a damn if he say that they were just coworkers or not. There's a difference between having a coworker at a job and a coworker that you're traveling the world with, making records with, touring with,
in the
studio with. Like,
I'm
there's
sure
probably
there's
probably a span of say 4 years that they probably spent every day together.
I'm sure.
And
Messing
you mean to
with
tell
chicks.
me that your reasoning for now dating and my baby mama is because we were never that close? And you think it's like, nah, bro, like, that's never gonna be okay. And the cool thing about it is I love the way O is handling it. He's not out here bad-mouthing nobody. He ain't out here trash talking and saying, oh, that's up. Like, you've shown your colors. He's seen it and accepts it. Move on. I bet. I'm going to keep going to get this bag, and y'all can have this TV.
Honestly, see, and that's the thing. Like, he's not tripping. So, again, we should, like they said, he's not tripping. They're not tripping. So, people shouldn't be tripping. Honestly, I'm not tripping. Yeah. It's just the whole, like,
we talking
principle.
Scenario,
yeah,
though, like, if
like
it's
the principle of it.
Boy.
Like, the principle of it. Like, you know, bro code. And there's things that, like, shouldn't be talked about with, like, again, I don't care how bad she is. Like, there's just things, like, I'm not going to comfort you and give you a shoulder to cry on with my brother.
I'm not that guy.
Like, I can't be. Like, if not, now, if there's see, that's where I think if there's levels. If I met you a couple times and we chopped it up, we hooped together at the gym. What's up, bro? Like, I seen you out at the club. We say what's up. And your girl is come to me and we vibe and we like we're on a level like, oh, she's like, I didn't think nothing was gonna go of it, but like, hey, you're actually hecka cool. Then yes, I can understand that. Like, I can understand that. We could establish something possibly. But if you know my mom in a way, like my mom remembers you when you come around, or like if you ain't at a function, my mom was like, oh, where's such and such? Then that means that it's just off limits. And I think, again, everybody is different. Granted, to each his own. Do whatever you want. You can't help who you love. Be with whoever makes you happy. But there's just some things that just shouldn't be done. I mean, that's all.
That's just trash. Like, that's just like, he's trash for that. She's trash for that. But if they happy and he ain't tripping, so be it. But I'm not built that way. Like, I'm not, like, my boy has a kid with you. So I'm awaiting the wings 5 years for y'all to end so I can creep. What, bro? Stop.
Hey, there's just things you don't do. There's just things you don't do, but hey.
And my guy said, okay, I bet. All right, I'm going to drop this. We going to run this Millennium Tour back. And I'm a headliner with my 2 Bow Wow. And B2K. My solo hits was bigger anyway.
Man.
How about you enjoy that? Enjoy those TV checks. I'm gonna go get these show checks and keep running this thing back because you want to be goofy.
Yeah, man. But hey, if they're happy, hey.
Oh, speaking of Millionaire Tour, shout out to the homie Sammy, who's on that joint come 2020.
We hitting some tours or what?
Oh, we in that thing.
Locations? Oh yeah.
Yeah. The homie Sammy's on it. We to some shows. I'm booking some of the after parties. It's lit.
I honestly can't wait to see.
Really. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Yo, let's close this thing out with a top 5. And since we finished talking about Omarion and Fizz, let's rock with either a combination of a top 5
between
B2K
all of them
songs
or Omarion
records, solo records of B2K songs. Top 5.
Well, Girlfriend is in the top 5.
Girlfriend's in the top 5. Okay, I could do that. Oh, for sure.
O is in the top 5.
Touch
sure.
is in this top 5.
I don't know if Touch is in the top 5.
What?
It's not my way to talk to strangers. What's that? But I feel like I already
That's
know
Gots to
you.
Be.
Oh, Gots to Be 2.
Gots to Be
That's
in
3. Shoot, what else Be2K? Oh, Bump,
Bump
probably.
They gotta be in there with Diddy.
And I'm missing one from just Omarion. He had O, he had Touch.
Yeah,
what else? Entourage. I feel like he had an undercover one.
It was a joint with Wayne.
But I just can't think of what it was.
I'm gonna find it
because Omarion had some hits.
Oh, had some hits. Hold up, where's that joint?
Yeah, but I don't know what it was called.
Nope, I'm gonna find it.
Omarion.
I like what? Icebox.
I get it in. Oh,
that's the one with Wayne.
Icebox, Where My Heart Used to Be.
Let's Talk, Ricky. Ooh,
Let's Talk.
Got some bangers.
Already.
Supposed to Be.
Oh, sheesh, I forgot about Supposed to Be. Yeah, Supposed to Be. Show Me with Jeremiah.
Yep.
I'm trying to. See, I don't know if you know that, cuz I'm trying to top 5. I'm trying to. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm trying to. See, I knew I was missing one. But yeah,
I think MIA with Wale be in my top 5.
I forgot about that, too. Yeah, Omarion had some.
Yeah, Omarion. Hey, he doing the thing. Hey, you doing the right thing with the solo play.
Yeah, he had
you
some
got
things.
hits. You got hits out there. Oh, man. Go get your bag. Go get your bag. Just tell your people to holler at me when y'all come to the base so I can get you out the party. We're going to turn up. But, Joe, this was episode 10
it felt good to be back.
Podcast. Listen, again, we are happy to be back. We are not going to leave y'all again. Like I said, there will not be a week that goes by without an episode from us. So we want to thank y'all. Thank the crowd out there. Woo! Appreciate y'all. But listen, this is episode 10, man. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back soon. We out.
We out of here. Love y'all.
Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead.